everyone. Welcome to my little corner where there's no wrong way to play with paper. I hope you are having a great day. We are doing layout 5 of the whole kit and caboodle, and we're just going to jump right in and have fun. Make sure you're checking out everyone else. There is a playlist. I am so excited. I kind of feel bad because I filmed the first couple of videos not knowing that other people would join me, but I have to stay on schedule or I never keep up. I film ahead of time. So there are other folks that are doing the whole kit and caboodle. They're doing it their way. There's not a wrong way to do it. We're just trying to use the collection, and whether you made the collection, myself, I'm doing kits and a collection from a paper pad. I've done it from a bot collection. I've shopped my stash and just started with, I think, a sticker sheet, and I just went from there. Lots and lots of fun stuff going on. Everyone's doing it different. I know some gals are trying to make cards, so I am super excited. I can't wait to view them, and I hope you feel the same way. And I want to thank them for joining me. It's a lot of fun. We got to use what we have because stuff is expensive. All right, so let's just have some fun. This is, again, layout 5. This is going to be one of the ones when I create the base pages because I made 6-page kits, and we're going to make 6 full layouts. And then I'm going to take all the scraps from those, and I am going to make 6 base pages. Crossing fingers, I get 6. And we're going to do 6 more layouts. So a total of 12 layouts with a collection, however you made that, right? Think about that. If you buy a collection, let's say you pay full price for it and it was $15, okay, for that collection. And you get 12 layouts out of it. That's just a little bit over $1 a layout, which is really good because the idea is not to have a ton of ephemera purchases or none of that, just to buy that collection and go with that sticker sheet and what you have in your stash and do that. So it is very affordable. That's doable. Now that's assuming you buy a collection at $15. If you're buying $49 in market, it's more, but that's kind of the idea. I mean, that is a concept that you could very much run with and do your best with. See my cord here? I'm charging my phone. I'm sorry. Here, let me fix that. All right. Well, you know, ginger videos, they're never great, but we're here. So that's kind of the concept. Don't get caught up in that. Do whatever you want. Your budget may be different. Maybe you can afford $3 layout. And I'll be the first one to admit I've done that several times. There's nothing wrong with it. Whatever fits your budget and your desire and your time in life, do it. Have fun with it and don't judge others for what they do. Just saying. Just 2 cents. All right, these are photos. When I make those base pages, some of these layouts you're going to see again because I already explained that. I'm going to do some for Kinsley's and I'm going to do some for Nana's, me. So this is going to be one of those times, those pictures that I am going to do more than one layout. We had 3 papers. I had 2 of this paper. I have 2 of this. These were out of the paper pad, and I pulled in this brick paper from a texture paper pad that I had. I believe it was a die cuts with a view. Now, I kind of already had a plan. I know it's a little gloomy. It is raining in West Texas. Yay! If you know, you just know. So it is a little gloomy, but that's okay. I'm going to take it. I'm going to smile. I'm going to say thank you because we need the rain. My garden needs the rain. Part of my garden is planted. I need to get the other part, but this is going to make it a lot easier for me to work that soil. Not that it was tangent. Sorry, I got squirreled. What can I say? All right, so here's my plan. I'm going to do a 2-page layout. Let me look up at the camera so my voice may sound a little strange because it is harder for me to do 2-page layouts. And I'm just going to leave these like they are. I took this paper and I cut it in half. We're going to put one here. We're going to, in fact, let's do it together. Okay, I temporarily put everything down so that I can, oh, that's upside down. This is directional paper. Pay attention, Ginger. I can work with it. That way I can still tuck things in if I want, but the paper isn't going to move on me while I'm doing my trial and error. Oh, the sadness. I just ran out of tape. All right, well, let's change out my tape. Oh, I didn't. Okay, my husband has to fix this one. It got caught up in here. Every once in a while that happens with these, but my husband, he's MacGyver. Give him a paper clip and he can fix anything. So let me set that aside. I'll show you how to load this. I've had people ask me anyway, so you just buy the whole cartridge. This is very easy. I go through, well, I just did 30 days of sketches, so I usually go through 1.5 during 30 days of sketches. I go through one of these about, you guys know I use more glue than tape, but probably once a month. Sometimes I'll use 2 in a month if I'm doing like a lot. And then you just line it up, pop it in, ta-da, all done. See how fast that is? I have seen literal videos on those Scotch runners that are way too big for my hand. And they look very nice and very fancy. And I am not in any way insulting, but they just don't work for me. They just don't. Okay, so then we're going to do that. Then going through all of my strips, I had some of these borders. I believe Lori H made these for me. One of my amazing captains. She sent me these, made a whole bunch of borders, and I put some in kits that I gave away on the blessings box, and I kept a few. And so I'm going to cut this one in half. Let's do our very best. Remember to use your guide wire. It's always your best bet. I think that's pretty close. Okay, and that's why this is here, so you can push this down. Okay, not that y'all don't know that. You don't need me to tell you, but I am. Sorry. All right, then I'm going to put this here. Now, I'm not going to tape this down. I think I want it to face this way, though. And I think I want one here and one here. Now, there is a very good chance these are going to move. I'm not even going to pretend like they're not. We're just going to see what's going to happen. I may even omit them. I don't know. But either way, we have them down. Then I have matted my photos of Kinsley. Isn't she so stinking cute? So this is a progression of Miss Kinsley. She started out pouting, okay? Then Nana started talking to her, and we got maybe a tiny little smile. Tiny little smile. Actually, she started pouting. I remember this now. And then Nana picked her up, and I held her a little bit and loved on her, you know, Nana work. And then she had a little smile, and then finally we got a full-blown smile. So I love this, and her little bow is as big as her head. It's so cute. Her mom loves the big bows. That's a Texas thing. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's an everywhere thing, but it's everywhere. All the babies wear bows here. So that's how my photos are going to progress in this one. So I'm going to temporarily put them down. Again, I just don't want them to move so that I don't have to worry about it. Yes, I eyeball it. Yes, I know it probably drives people crazy. Let's go a little bit further over. Okay. But that's just what I like to do. Not a wrong way. I'm going to try to have the same depth here as I do there. Okay. Just like that. And then we will do this. Next, I had a beautiful scrappy friend who is actually going to do her very best to do this hop with me. Carolyn Weston, Scrapbooking with a Twist, who was really sweet and messaged me and asked me if I would like one of her beautiful creations she did for the teal swap over on Ginger's Corner. She's also part of the Swaps to Embellishment Hop, and I was like, of course I would. And it says so sweet, and then she made a bow, and she also sent me, look what she sent me, you guys. You guys are the best. She sent me extra bows, okay? She sent me the extra paper with it. I mean, how amazing is she? She's amazing. So what I'm thinking is So Sweet's going to be my title. I'm thinking I'm going to put a bow here, and I'm going to put a bow here. Should I do it here? We're going to try it there. I don't know. Maybe it won't end up there. Maybe it will. But we're going to continue that step, right? I think, you know, I want to see her little hand. So I'm going to leave it on this side for sure. For sure. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Then I'm going to take these extra pieces of paper, and I think I want to temporarily put it down. I don't know if you can see me or not, sorry. Just like that. I'm just going to temporarily put it down like so. And I think I'm going to trim this up. I want it to be a little bit shorter. I don't have that on there straight. That's going to drive me crazy. See, even I can eyeball it and tell when something's not straight. Okay, so we're going to cut it down just a hair. I'm not just going to eyeball it. No rhyme or reason. Put that over there. This here. And I'm going to use this area. I'll use my white gel pen, and I think I'm going to use this area to journal. Not sure. It may end up being different, but that's my idea. Okay, so I want this to go right there. That is pretty much the base of my layout. no rhyme or reason, then we need to embellish it a little bit. So I had a whole bunch of scraps, first of all. I did have cut-aparts. I put cut-aparts in each one. I'm not going to use it on this layout. We might use it for another one, so I'll put that for the base pages. I took a bunch of scrap papers that I had just out of my scraps, and I punched out some flowers, okay? From those flowers, I inked them, and then I'm thinking I'm going to put teal centers in them. I think what I want to do is I just kind of want to do some little floral clusters. And we'll just put, and if you bend these, they're really pretty. You can totally bend them. You could put little foam on these little edges and then just glue the middle just like you do the butterflies, right? I'm thinking we're gonna go down at the bottom of each little bow. We'll make little clusters down here. And some of them, it's okay to leave them flat, right? Or we could take the whole thing, put one foam piece here and lift them up and then put centers on them. Whatever you like, whatever you would want to do is okay. It's not a wrong way to do it. And just play with it. I need to make sure I don't get on the crease here. And just like that. We'll just keep on building some little florals here and there, putting them together, okay? So I want to do that. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to do one here, a larger one here, because this is going to be my journaling. Then I pulled these out. I made these. I thought I could maybe color them. I don't think I want these on that layout though. There's another cut apart. I have these. I'm not real keen on the red, but Miss Kinsley's onesie, she has some red on. So I thought maybe I could take some of these gnomes and maybe anchor these clusters. Maybe not. I mean, I could just leave it with the bows and the flowers, but we'll see what happens here. They have yellow flowers that I colored. This was part of my series where we were talking about different ways to use our stamps. So I'm thinking maybe this one should go here because we're telling the story there. Then I have this one, which, what if I were to stick this one right here? Totally could. I could even pull this down a little bit. And I'm liking this one here. This will have florals, right? We have quite a few. This one here, maybe. I'm just kind of seeing different placements for them. Floral cluster, trying to imagine it in my brain. Could do this one here, like that. And then we need this one somewhere, right? What if we just went like that? Why can't we? And then each of these will have the floral clusters. Maybe I can even go like this and bring this down and put the florals on here. I like the idea of that. There we go. And then just put some florals down here. Go around in here instead of over here on the corner. I think that's what we'll do. How fun is that? I will pop some of the flowers up on foam. I think that's the layout. I'm going to ink these. I'm going to ink the white papers with a brown, maybe even a yellow. I think I'm going to do yellow. And I will come back with a finished layout. So hang in there. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll be right back. All right, I got it all glued down. My charger's still in the way. I give up. All right, so I added a little more flowers than I thought, and I did add a little floral over here. I put yellow gems in the middle, and then I had forgotten Miss Carolyn from Scrapbooking with a Twist. Please check her out. She's amazing. She had given me the little centers of the bow, and she had given me extra ones, so I put those along here. You'll see those in the close-ups on these little borders that we put down. I say we. You guys, you truly, I hope you understand that when I'm hanging out and I'm doing my layouts, I just feel like I'm hanging out with my friends, and I hope you feel the same way and you're inspired and you laugh and smile and who knows what I do. You know, it gets a little crazy sometimes. But so I did add those little dots, and I do still need a journal. I will journal. You'll see that in the close-ups. I journal on every layout. Miss Terry Rice, she gave me the sweetest compliment and said that I journal on every layout. I would love to say that I'm that on top of it. But if I don't, it never gets done. Like, I don't have time to go back. So I always do it. And I guess I'm an open book. I know you guys can pause it, zoom in and read it. It doesn't bother me. There's nothing that I'm saying that is a secret. If it is, there has been a very few times that I have kept it to myself. And I just make sure I do it after I take the close-ups. But feel free to read it. It doesn't bother me one bit. I hope it inspires you like everything else. I really do. Let's see. I think that's it. I did add some little sentiment stickers. And other than that, it was a fun layout. Thanks for hanging out with me. We are going to do the last page kit coming up. And then we're going to make some base pages. And we're going to keep on playing. We're going to get every little bit out of this collection. Be blessed. And I will see you next time. Bye.